Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark. I'm with GovDirections, and we're here this afternoon to talk about how to use GovDirections. And so, with this particular session, I do have some slides. I may refer to them, but I'm going to really just do a live presentation and just walk you through some of the features that we have. This is, of course, a part of our series that we're actually storing online, but I'm also going to use this one specifically to for demonstrations to allow our clients to kind of see some of the features that we've been adding, some of those in the last month, and give you an opportunity to ask us some questions. If you're in the room today, you're on a mute status, and I do appreciate that. It helps with the background, but you can reach out to us with questions in the chat, or you can also go to our YouTube Live where we are there now. And if you're on YouTube Live, make sure to reach down there and subscribe to our site. It will certainly help us out, and ability to help you really track bids in the future. And let me just check here, see if they placed my PowerPoint in my folder for me. Double check. Let's see here. Not yet. So I'm going to go with just a live presentation today. And so we want to welcome you here. My name is Mark Knowles once again, and others will be coming to the room. We just announced again that it was available today, but you can come and check me out on LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out and link in together. It's a space that we have built at GovDirections for contractors to kind of meet each other and understand how the sector works. But this is my background here. I've been in the sector some 34 years now, and I have actually been on both sides of it. I'm also a contractor, and I work with governments. I've actually worked on bid and won some 400 public sector consulting engagements, and I think 36 states. I think I used to say 34. Now it's 36 states across the country, and I'm also work in the education side on the other side, and I teach future contracting writers how to write the RFPs and bids that you actually are seeking out. And that led me to the development of Directions with my co-founders. And we, you'll learn one thing you'll learn about us is we have a passion for this work, and we'll always like to reiterate that we really enjoy what we're doing. And so today, what I want to do is to show you how to get the most out of GovDirections as a small contractor. We really built our system. We're used by companies that are just getting started to billion-dollar companies. And so we found our niche, our business solution really fits for clients, and it's in of all levels. And so we have built our systems to work that way. Now, I usually start off with this one slide to kind of explain to you why we do what we do. And this way, you also, by understanding that, you will be able to get the most out of our system. We came to this market because there was a business problem. The system is so fragmented. And 1998, the late 90s, there really wasn't, I remember going over to the library to use this thing called the internet. And I was it was fascinating. And I was like, you know what, this is something to pay attention to. And then, of course, as places it became more internet adaptive, they started using these tools, and they moved from extremely fragmented and hard to get access to bid information. You used to have to go and subscribe to a lot of newspapers. I actually had like 20 newspaper subscriptions at one time just to get the classified ads in the back to understand where bids were at. They were on bulletin boards. You'd have then we came back before we had fax machines, frankly, and then we had fax machines, and you see these faxes come through all day long, just paper, paper, paper. And then the internet made it a little bit easier, and it's continued to explode. And so I said, this fragmentation, not a broken system. We like to have our system fragmented because we have a home rule philosophy in the United States, and that's not ever really going to change. We want our local officials to decide who they're going to hire, and they want to have that ability so that they know how they're going to spend their money, and that is very important to communities. In fact, a lot of times I tell people the only real power we give to our locally elected officials, besides being able to to cut those ribbons, is the ability to spend money, and that is something that they enjoy doing. So they're not ever loosening that grip, and so that creates this business problem of fragmentation. There's over 88,000 agencies are actively procuring. There's some 140,000 agencies. I think just people they're created for a lot of reasons that they not maybe they're They just sit there and wait. But this marketplace is just sometimes can feel overwhelming to our clients who first start. And you come and you hear this thing called SAM, the System for Award Management, but they quickly realize that's just a small part of the overall marketplace. And most of us don't even work within the SAM system. And that can be a little bit frustrating because you spend so much time getting that UEI and cage code. But then you look out there and there's some 50 states, there's some 35,000 plus cities, towns, things that we call these cities and towns, like villages and so forth. Counties more fixed to 3031. It's not likely to change, but you see some of those pictures of those red and blue pictures. And so the counties that are out there with procurement power. And then we have school districts. That number there, I think, is way low. The Census Bureau keeps up with these numbers, but there's probably, I think, 17,000 school systems or methods that we actually educate our children. And they could be charter schools and things of this nature. Then, of course, special districts of all kinds. And I would probably say that number is probably closer to 42,000. We're running a little bit behind, but we create special districts. These are like hospital systems, airport systems, parks, transit, water, sewer districts, things that we need in our community. And we create boards to manage that, give them money, procurement power, and then they go about buying things, everything that we sell in the private sector. And so, in this overall concept of this, I think some 88,000 plus buying agencies, all kinds of competing platforms that are out there too that manage some of this flow of information for governments. It just becomes somewhat once again overwhelming. That fragmentation. So I use a puzzle to kind of say, hey, you know what? It really is really a puzzle. Once you start putting it together, you get those end pieces together. Then it comes together a little bit easier. You kind of know where to look and understand where your margins are best at and where you actually should be going after contracts that you can win. I call that, if I had to do a new image here, I'd call it indicators of success puzzle. And so you don't really need to be worried about all those pieces that you're not going to win. You need to focus on the ones that have the good features coming back to you. And so that's important. So that puzzle is what we do for you. We pull all this information together, over 5,000 new bids in proposal requests every single day. So 1.6 million total. In fact, we recently passed 1 billion alerts that we have sent to you since we started our services. In July 1, we just entered into our 28th year. And so we've got a strong history and strong reputation. We value that, and that passion about working in this sector, I hope it comes across in my presentation today. So here we are. I'm just going to walk you through methods to help you really find the bids that really meet you. Before you leave today, maybe if you're on our website, go ahead and just join our sweepstakes. We're giving away a soccer jersey. Hopefully everybody's watching soccer, and so I'm going to make this one short because we got one coming up, another soccer match, and I think my wife's actually getting very frustrated about that. But who cares? At the end of the day, if we're going to watch that soccer, we'll make up after this tournament's over. The World Cup is one of the best times, and I think this is probably the best World Cup. We're located in downtown Atlanta, so it's just a fascinating time for us, and I can't remember anything like it since the Olympics, and that was also real fun. But here, make sure you join that, and all you have to do is browse our site 32 times, which is the initial thing. We just entered into the round of 16 now. Maybe I'll lower the threshold. And you get a free entry, and we'll be giving that away. So you should see a soccer ball pop up when you do that. Now, as you go through here, you'll see at our very top there some options. The first is your homepage, which I'll go to. Chat RFPs, that's our prompt to win series system that is there for you to actually work on proposals, and you can actually walk in here and drop in. First, always follow the instructions. We want your capability statement, and then your indicators of success. Then you upload a RFP, then you build your plan, and you finish. And it'll produce a response for your RFP or a bid that you're working for. Now, I'm a huge fan of AI. I really am. I think I know a lot of us are a little bit hesitant. I actually have got two AI systems running at any given time. Okay. I'm using it to its maximum potential to allow us to do more. It's not something that's ever, I don't think it's going to replace folks. I know people think that, but I think it gives you more opportunity. And it gives you ability to really do things that you sometimes weren't able to do. So including, writing is important to be able, no one expects you to be, Shakespeare when you submitting a proposal, but it helps helps clean up things. But don't use the robotic language. If the government wanted AI to come in and prepare a proposal for them, they would just send out the proposals to AI, I guess. But they really want you to come across as a business owner and who understands really the real world and how it really works. And so use them for the tools, maybe to help improve a little bit, but really think about what you're doing. Don't just depend on systems to do that. But we, like others, have given you these tools to help you really improve. Then, of course, our GovSchool, we are teaching and educating, and you can have a whole series. I'm doing a whole series this week. 10 a.m. in the morning and 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And then next week I'll start off with another series, and the time frames are all there on here, but organized in such a way that you can now come back in, and I'm going to we video them and place them on our website so you can just watch them. And this one will be immediately available in the Finding the Right Opportunity series after this class. Okay, so you can come back. And of course, we're always live on YouTube. Thank you for those who are joining us right now. Anytime we do a series, it's live there. And make sure you subscribe. They're free to subscribe, of course, and it'll alert you whenever there's going to be a new class that we teach. And we're a big believer. Our fundamental belief is, teach a person to fish, the proverb, and then you can do it for a lifetime. Okay, and so that's important, that you gain that knowledge, and you'll find that over, I think, close to 90% of the information and details on our website completely available at no charge, including all of our videos, hundreds of hours of videos that help you in this field. And you'll see this little gray area here called the supplier directory. We've been flirting with this for decades, frankly, and now the tools are allowing us to have this available. I'll show you how that works in just a second, but you're going to want to come and update your directory. Governments are joining the new Agora by GovDirections marketplace, and that is going to allow you to interchange and no freely in a free system. Agora, of course, is that Greek word for public space, and where we would go to converse and agree on things in a public area. Of course, here, see the power. Anytime you need to tap into us and schedule a time, feel free to do that, and we'll help you that. And always, you can contact us. We are 100% USA based. We have offices around the Southeast, primarily United States. You can come in here, you call us, give us a call. Here's my, and specifically, if you want to talk to me and something, you can zero in on that and book a time. Then, of course, registering for our free daily alert here, and you're able to come in and tell us what you want to do with that and register for access. You can come through here for your prices to learn how to upgrade, and then log out if you need to do that. Since I'm already logged in here, I went straight to my book, my home page, which you'll see here. Before we get there though, I'll come back, and I'm in a demonstration account. When you log in, I'll have your name, or if you're not registered, then it will allow you to register. That helps us control the bots that are out there. Believe me. Oh, if you have anything in the online, you understand what I'm talking about there. It's so frustrating these days. And so that's our primary ability to maneuver around. Now you'll see on the bottom area other things about us, and you'll see our new use of the eagle. We are really a big eagle fan. This is our traditional 28-year logo, but we're using our new eagle because it's an icon. I think they're called emojis, and then this is easier to present to you, so it's not hidden sometimes. But we're using them a little bit more, zeroing in on items and pinpointing the eagle eye. You can come in, you can search by NAICS codes, you can search by state. Oh, I'll just point out that the states, we've continued to expand them. And we organize them just a little bit different way, but we now have all our territories, all the Canadian provinces, and Mexico states as well. And we have some international sites, but we're continuing to expand primarily North American marketplace. And so you have free access to this information at a federal level in each area. And so it's important that we continue to do that. So the states are there. And then our industries, of course, we serve some 270 industries. You'll learn about all these coding systems, NAICS codes, NIGB commodity codes, United Nations Standardization Price Service codes, and probably 20 or 30 other coding systems, all helpful, but we don't do our system that way. If you're an interior designer, we're going to crosswalk every single bid that's interior design, regardless of the code they use, into that category. And so you can come in, you can see our recruitment, staffing, transactions, and then of course you'll see the ones that are active. We'll tell you the ones that are at the federal level. If it's an upcoming one, early lead, they'll be identified. Why? How do we know that? Well, governments don't do anything in the dark, so we monitor. We have an intelligence system that monitors budgets, agenda items, and so forth. And so our premium users are able to gain access to that. And so both of those, and of course, in our system, you can take a look at any single industry that you have an interest in. Our frequent questions, if you get lost a little bit, you can go there, not AI driven, but you can come here and see answers to questions about us, who we are. Our affiliate program, of course, an influencer. You're not here, you can certainly consider it. It's a lot of influencers are out there in this space teaching. So we have a very lucrative referral program. And so feel free to check that out in our legal information privacy. I would just state that we don't maintain any private information about you. And some of the systems that are out there, that whenever you're placing your bids up there, they're getting all that detail and they're sharing it with your competitors, and they put that in their privacy statement. So be careful about which systems you're using and watch out. Make sure these days that you read the privacy statement for an organization, and it's important that you do that because that data can put you at in a bad spot, and you don't want to be giving it your private information that's now indexed by these AI systems. Because believe I can take this data with our systems and pretty much tell everyone where you're going to bid at. It's just powerful. So be careful. And your use agreement, how you use us. And as always, we're an aggregator. We do not work with government. We are not a government spot. We believe government information, and it's clear in the United States that it is completely available to everyone at no charge. And it should be. You should be able to take public information and understand where a government is making a procurement decision. That is just a fundamental right of the United States. And so we are an aggregator in the sense that when the government publishes it, we let you know that it's there, kind of like a newspaper in the public realm. And of course, our coverage is United States, Canada, and now Mexico as of July 1. So you have those there. And our systems are actually, they pull this information. It's kind of cool. It translates it, and we use indexing systems, and just really cool. Technology has just allow us to do a lot more things for you and to really make it powerful so that you can learn how to really expand your business in the appropriate way. So back to our main page, and you'll see how quickly it is to easily search through. So if you're in the business of trucks, potentially, I can come in on wildfire recovery. Let's just start there. Or hurricane debris removal. I can go there too. But you'll see there's 46,751 active bids today. Number goes up by about 5,000 a day. Then we have to start all over because 5,000 are awarded out. And the number of agencies using us about 88,000. And now we're at 27, but I should say 28 years because it turned over on July 1. I need to make sure they're aware of that. I'm aware because I've been living it the whole time. So it's just the way it is. Had trucks there. Well, let's just go back to debris removal. We search, comes in, does an AI type review for us, tells us which bids are best matched to us based on those words. I can actually open that up and it'll give me a breakdown of, how close it is to a match to me. And so whenever I pull into that, that's a cool little tool to really help us understand. We always push here the last bid added first. So someone just came in and asked to notify us that they got a bid for classroom buildings in California on July 28th. So you can learn quickly when something's available to you. And here's one for delinquent municipal court fees and so forth. All of these telling you the status. If it's a federal, then we'll tell you, but here's our key here, active. That means it's open for bidding. And I always hear this, the number one question I get is, Mark, is this a done deal? By the time it's here, it's already too late. That's just not true. This is a very open marketplace, the government contracting space. And if it's here, they're looking for competition. Otherwise, it'll have in front of it sole source award. They're letting you, they'll notify you. But this means you're looking for somebody to compete. If it's early lead, means it's coming, not available just yet. And we've learned about that through some sort of method of intelligence. We have the federal, every bid in our system that's a federal government bid, it's completely free for accessing. And you can go in there and take a look at it and work with the federal government. And I don't want to kid anybody. The likelihood of you starting off at the federal level is not great. And so you need to be looking at state and local bids. That's also where we add our value. Federal bids completely free. Anybody who's just trying to charge you for federal bids, that doesn't really make any sense. You can go to SAM.gov and see them. So we make that available to you at no charge. And all you have to do is register to get access. But state and local, 20 to 1 for most of us in terms of the number of opportunities available that we can win. You will find there's a fee and it starts at roughly 30, I think it's $34 a month now. If it's board authorized, meaning it's coming very soon, then our Intel will tell you that. And then, of course, if it's an award, why would we publish awards, Mark? Well, if it's an award, you can take a look at the price somebody's bidding. We keep you most recent 30 days, and you can come in and see who's won it and see where the market's at. Okay, so that's a great tool to use that. But it is Intel related activities. Now we also use it now to give you a pricing analysis on certain bids, and so you can ask the system. That's something I probably shouldn't talk about just too much because it's coming in the next week, but it's going to allow you to see where the bid should be. What's the price? So we'll give you here's where we think the median's at. Here's where we think the low, or maybe you really want it, or where the third quartile, which is where I try to bid at when I'm bidding. So these are tools that you can have to bid. Now I'll skip ahead to your member homepage, give you some tools here as we go in. Now, the Agora Marketplace is Agora by GovDirections is live now. And I want to explain it. It essentially is a place where governments, specifically smaller governments who, a lot of these systems that are out there, you may come across them. They have fancy names like diamonds and stars and, Earth orbits or whatever. You will find that they come in and governments have to pay for this software, and it's somewhat expensive to smaller smaller governments, and then they want to market like they own that much information or something. It's not a great thing. We don't necessarily think. Okay, a little bit of influence here by the fact we have a marketplace that's somewhat free. So we try to make that available. And here is to give that system that it makes everything available on the internet to the smaller governments that potentially are buying maybe once or twice a year. A lot of them, believe me, 50,000 plus. Okay. So there's a lot of these. And they don't have to have all these sophisticated equipment. You can just come straight to it and set it up as live in the cloud. So it's Agora by GovDirections in the cloud, basically ancient Greek term. And you can, as a contractor, you can also use it as a prime to advertise that you need somebody to sub. And so it's a place for folks to meet together. Now, if you are in the GovDirections system, you automatically receive those listings in your daily alert. So you don't have to register separately unless you want to advertise something specifically. The governments in there will be able to manage their own groupings as well, their contractors. And so it's just a great tool that we've now added to our services here this last week, frankly. I've been working on it for a while. So Agora by GovDirections is finally here. And so in this area here, you'll see some nice little icons making it visually easy for you to understand where you need to go. If you need to go settings, this is where you set your profile at so that you can tell us what kind of bids you're looking for. Here is your daily alert. Not only come into your email, but they're also stored online now. Saved. This is basically your capture folder, so you can capture the bids that you're interested in, save them, and then that way you don't lose them. And you can save them there as long as you like. In our front system, those bids leave us on the due date. Okay, DLA Dibs, a very large marketplace, the world's largest buyer and the most sophisticated, and by far the gold standard of government contracting in the world. So they know what they're doing, but there's a lot of them. And so we have a new DIB system that I'll show you. SAM, NAICS codes, searches, and this is important to those folks who are really trying to work only with federal set-asides, maybe some of the demographics like woman-owned small business, when we allow you to come in and view those differently now. And you can have specific alerts. The war alert is now out. Here is available to you. And our SAM alert is coming. Will be launching next week a set-aside only alert. Set-asides, not just at the federal level, but also at the state and local government level, and which is a big marketplace now. Some of the set-asides for diversity, equity, inclusion have been reduced at the federal level, but increased at the state level in certain areas. Frankly, you'll learn very quickly. We stay out of politics, but if there's business, our companies should be winning that business. And so we stay on top of that, regardless of that in the United States, and we make sure you're aware of that. If you ever need any support, tap on that. We have outstanding support 24/7. We get accolades for our support system. Jamie's led that for decades. Our chat RFP system, which I showed you, your SBA profile, now we tap into that And you can also, I'll just click on that just real quick, just to show you how do you do it. You add your UEI and your cage code, and then you're connected to that profile. That profile is very important in the in your ability to tap into micro purchases. So make sure you pay some attention to that. Your capability statement, you can add that, and it's indexed. Becomes a part of the Agora marketplace, Agora by GovDirections, and it also becomes a part of your profile within the supplier directory now. And not only that, but we're able to index it with AI tools in order to make sure we put in front of you the best match that we possibly can. And we will analyze your as you if you add it, we actually go in and analyze your capability statement and tell you a little bit more about it, how we think it looks, and so forth. So you can use that. Now, indicators of success, something that you will want to add to your profile to become more precise in your bids. It's a concept I really been working with some 20 plus years. And every single RFP that I look at that I'm thinking about bidding on individually, I put it through this test, about 18 indicators. Everybody should have their own, I think. I preach this and teach this, but you can come in here and set that up, and then we were able to analyze your bid. It can't just be your name of your company and your and run it against the bid and telling you, hey, it's a good fit. And then you get all these opportunity analysis from all these systems that just really don't even match you. And be a little bit more sophisticated. It's important that you do that. So take the time, come in here and create your indicators of success. We'll send you a nice document, tell you what it looks like. Expand beyond what we're telling you, frankly. Get yourself about 10 to 15 on average indicators, and then measure that analytically. Go after the bids that are go 80% or above. I teach a class. One of the classes I'll teach here will be about this concept. And when it's a 90% or above, it's going to hit you in the back of the head. That song's going to start playing. You're the one I wanted to find. And that Coldplay song. And so when it says that to you, go after that bid. That's a go. And so I really try to watch for those and help myself make sure that I don't really spend time on things I can't win. So this concept, capability statement, indicators of success, take the time to fill it out, get it set up correctly for your listing in the suppliers directory, but also for your analysis in the actual bid review that you're going to actually look at now. This is your Agora by GovDirections listing, and you can come in here and pull that in. And so it'll be available to you. We just launched it this week. GovAdvice, of course, is our micro consulting platform, and we have tools here to help you win more contracts. When you go through, you can use our free AI writer. We have some of you like Claude, some of you like ChatGPT. We use them all. And so if you tap into it, then you can use those systems in the appropriate way. We make them freely available to you. You upload your capability statement once again in your GSBS profile or your capability statement, and then you move forward. It guides you through to produce you a nice response to a typical RFP. Now, just remember, governments are incremental in nature. Okay, that's fundamental. Teach that in my class all the time. So you can't just go out there and just expect AI to generate you a proposal that you're going to turn in. Don't do it, because you'll be ruled non-responsive. You don't want to have that happen. It's a waste of time. Pay attention to it. Use it in a smart, intelligent way, and it'll be more productive. Now, we teach with a human touch. You need some technical assistance. We have classes with writing responses, how to prepare your capability statement, how to price. All of these are available. In addition, not only that, we have technical technicians. If you just need an hour-long review of how you're doing things, we'll sit with somebody on Zoom, and we'll show you how to use the AI tools to your advantage. There's a price there. We have an experiential writing class unique to the marketplace. Think of it like a 3-month graduate school class where you're learning how the process works, how to bid. And it saves you, it may seem a little expensive, it saves you tons of money. And in time, that's even more money. But it's built in that experiential way. And over that typical 3-month period is not required that you're in it for 3 months, but some stay longer. You register here, and you can basically start with the first hour. But the process itself is built with that fundamental belief and proverb that you teach. If someone, then you can teach them to do it for a lifetime, and not just, we're not like a bid house where we're writing your bids and then hold your information and got to pay us all this money and so forth, and you got to use this routinely. This is not how it's designed. And so it's designed to really teach, we believe that. And so you can go through here and look at how that works. Call us if you have any questions. Now, we also do the other part that I just made fun of. If you need a technical router and somebody just to handle everything you do, we have a reserve service. Portion, it does require a 3-month commitment. And we start it's 1,500 a monthly, but it manages your entire capture process. And we're working with you. You have an individual working with you, along with sophisticated tools to make sure you win, move in a winning way. And it becomes a cost benefit analysis. Clients who use that are typically very satisfied with it. And so with that, the Gov Advice series is something that we're real proud of. And of course, our GovSchool here scheduled online. So we first in our GovDirections YouTube channel, you're on YouTube Live now. Remember, subscribe, but hundreds of hours of videos. So we teach you to do it yourself here. We work with you and educate you to do it a little bit more one-on-one. And we actually have technicians who do it for you here. So you kind of decide which level of service delivery you need. Now, not all of you will see this next part unless you have our RFP writing reserve program. And there, we essentially, you have ability to step in and assign a bid to a writer. I'm one of those. And you can see a sample of that. A writer will work with you to move forward with those writing, but you're allowed to log in and say, hey, I like this bid. And it's automated, so it comes to us. You can add it to your calendar, and we manage it, all the events, the milestones. It stays on your calendar, and we communicate back and forth. And then, of course, your pipeline is built in such a way that you can log in anytime and see the bids that we're writing for you. This is a demonstration account. But I've got one that we're writing 12 this month alone for. So it's a constant pipeline flow. So you see which ones are waiting for you to approve, which ones we're writing, ones that have been submitted, and the ones that you've won. And this past month, we won just over $11 million in transactions for our users. So it's a constant, and these are not just all big. We help with $3,000, $4,000 transactions. I think the largest was right at 4 million. And so you have those there, but we keep that pipeline going, and we show you that in a very organized way. And so it's all online, and that way you stay on top of your writers and what's going on. And it's tied. In addition, if I had this set up correctly, there would actually be a Google directory where all the documents are at, so it's built in a collaborative way. Of course, your pipeline's here. You can search any bid here, type in the word trucking, for example. And whenever I come in and I search, I can go in maybe just in, I didn't say that. Notice these were on there. We've expanded our state database. So it should just have, and yours will just have your state from the country that you're in. But if it was in Texas, we would come in and we'd have Tennessee, Texas, there it goes. And then I could search just in Texas, trucking. I'm in a demonstration, so I have all 3,000 states in the world. I think it is close to it. So they're all there. And so we come in here, and then there's a bid that's active right now. In Texas, if I like that keyword, I can save it and I can run it at any given time. Let's back up and show you how that works. Remember home. Go back in. Trucking's now saved. Tap that. And I got bids here. Now, trucking just then actually went in and did all trucking, and it didn't save for just Texas, but it's there for the keyword. And so I can then come back in and actually limit myself. So we give you both options there. Okay. So if I was going in and then I tapped into it, I'd search it, and it would show me the trucking bid in Texas. July 16th is when it's due. It's active. I tap into it. At this point, I see the bid itself. And the power of information becomes more important here. Okay, so we're not a government portal. You're still on our website. Okay, and so when we're here, we're going to give you some data to help you understand what the government's seeking, but give you direct access to the government. They want to work with you directly. They don't want to work with us. You don't want us involved in it. Okay, you want us getting you to the right source. But before you go, we're going to tell you who the agency is. This is Exeter County, Texas. When it's due, how to capture it, because you don't want to lose it. Okay. That's the number one thing to remember. There's so many of them that you're going to see. You can always release it. Okay. I can then capture it. Okay. Go back. Now, view the bid documents. If they're here, they're right there. They use a third-party portal. I can open them there. Prompt to win will get you started. If you're ready to write a response, you can add it to your calendar, download it to your Microsoft, send it to a coworker. Okay. That's important. Here's the agency portal. This is where the city or the county's at. You can print this. You can share it. Okay. an opportunity analysis. Now, if I've gotten the capability statement uploaded, you saw that, but if I had filled out my indicators of success, you want to complete that form. Okay. Once you do, then you can come in and run real quickly an opportunity analysis for this particular bid at a premium level. And this will allow us direct review of all the documents and tells you if it's a good match for you. Okay. It'll give you a degree of match. The details here, agency information here, how to do business with that agency. Here's a summary of the opportunity. This is some order trucks that are looking to buy. Here's the intelligence information. Guess what? Here's the location. Maybe there's a pre-bid meeting you have to go to. We're coming up with a new map. It's going to give you the ability to make a reservation at a hotel if you need to go and be at that meeting. I've got so many people have asked us for that. So it's so you would click on that, you'd open up in the maps, and it's going to allow you to see the things that are near where you need to be at that day. And in this particular, where is Ector at? Let's see here. Ector County, outside Dallas, actually between Dallas and almost down to the border out there in the middle of, I bet it's hot down there. I know it's hot in Georgia today. Whew, let's go. Okay, and back up here. Oh, I always mention my books on Amazon if you want to go and make a purchase there, and you can learn how to read an RFP. I'm going to update, and we're actually be publishing a new one. It's going to basically, I'm going to call it how to let AI prepare an RFP for you, because that's what everybody's doing these days. No, I really believe you need to learn the fundamentals. So that's the fundamental book. Okay, here, and we give you some other tools in the process. You can start your response on or at Claude or OpenAI. I think it's called ChatGPT. And here, of course, is the deadline. So this is your main view. But when you're here, after you get this basic details, the number one thing we want you to do is to leave us. Go get the business, go win it. So now here you go into a third-party portal. This one is one I really kind of actually do like. It's open and you can get information, and you may have to register for that government. And just remember, you don't have to pay for any of these. But when you do register, they have a system where you can have you see the information there. It's available. It'll alert you to details. So it's a good portal, but it's used by the government itself. Okay, the government uses this to manage their procurement. But you learn at this point what they want. Here, you're dealing with the government. You're dealing with who they want you to deal with. Make sure you capture all the information related to it, and if it's of strong interest to you, then you respond, you maintain it. But you also want to go look at the documents. A lot of times I'll have in here who you need to call, things of this nature, but you're dealing with them. Okay, and so if you've got a question about how many trucks they want, you're going to pose it the right way to this government. Now, here it is, Andrea. Okay, now in our system here, we don't abandon you. We leave you alone here. There's no additional fees or commissions or anything like that. But you're working with the government there, but we don't abandon you. And so we help you with technical questions that you might have. We're real live office in Atlanta. And so oftentimes those first level questions can come to us. These are sometimes what we call to in business, as sometimes we refer to them as the, dummy questions, the things we don't know until we got into something like this. And then you don't want to call the government and ask them this thing, because when you call them, you want them to be confident you know what you're doing. And so ask those questions of us. Contact us. You'll learn more. Watch the video, understand where it's at. We'll be your first resource. And oftentimes you need to know something, but you can't call the government because you're going to be bidding on it. So we also play that role for our members, and feel free to ask us to do that. And that's an important role that you can play. And we can reach out on your behalf to ask a question as your advocate. So going back to the screen here, you also see, as you scroll down, next, you'll see a top bid. This will be built. The more information you give us about you, we're going to tell you what the top bid is today that's available to you. And so you have that, and you can see all the ones that we picked for you. Okay, and they're organized. You can hire a writer if you need somebody. You can also update your capability statement, things we need to know in order to make this a better pick for you. If you have an interest in our federal set aside set up here, come in. If you're looking for service disabled, and you can tap, you can see the bids that are service disabled. Okay, you can come back in, and you can also now look at California. Some of the states doing their set asides. We're continuing to expand this in different areas. Okay, so make sure you keep a watch out on this, and soon you'll be able to get just an alert of those offerings. We were expanding our alerting system, so it's not just our active bid alert. As you come in here, you'll see here bids by your preferences. Okay, don't skip this one. Here's all the bids by industry. If you want to come see where bids are at, okay? And that's important, okay? That the industries that you chosen. Bids by your preferences here, okay? Showing you different levels, allowing you to sort if you need to, see which one's active, so forth, okay? Show you bids added in the last 7 days, showing you just more recent, but everything here is active, okay? So that's promised a good thing for you. If you need to update your preferences, you saw that, always update your preferences. Gets you a better pull anytime you do that. You can come in here, you can see your saved bids, the ones you're working, okay? And we're telling you some things like you have two overdue, get to them, if you don't have them overdue, because that's too late. We have a calendar list. You can export the CSV here, so you can download them, put them into that Salesforce or whatever sort of CRM tool you're using. We allow on this option, but not for the entire site. You can export to your calendar. You can email others about it. Okay. And you can filter on the page. You can also search by NAICS codes. This is the North American Industry Classification System. Explained to you here. Type in the code, and then it searches. 541, 512. Search. That's my NAICS code. Okay. I can come in, see all the ones that meet that NAICS code by industry. Okay. Now, go back in. Bids by industry. You can see all the industries that we have. Okay. Bids by state. You saw these already from the earlier, showing you how many are open in each state. A lot of activity at the state and local level. In fact, it's going to be the largest spending period in American history. It started July 1. It's going to be far beyond what anybody expected. Bids by industry, bids by state, DLA, the DIBs. And I do see a question. I'm gonna get to questions at the very end. Our War Department daily briefing. Okay. Let me just double check, make sure everything's going okay. Chat. Okay, I'm assuming it is. I'll get to the chat question in just a minute. This is a daily briefing that you can actually sign up for now. It's only War Department that can overwhelm your daily alert. So we're giving you an option just to separate them out. If you're not familiar with the Department of DLA spending, it is of course the largest buying organization in the world. And it's important that you understand there's a lot of transactions that flow through there, thousands a day usually. And that's a very big market. Okay. And you want to make sure that you are familiar with it in such a way that you can participate in. Okay. And I have clients that's all they do, just in that market space. Sorry, I got thrown a little bit off by the chat question. Trying to find where chat's at on the system. Yeah, I turned 60 the other day, 62, I think, frankly. And I'm getting a little bit, the system's just moving too fast for me. Okay, and so here, if you start it, it'll show up in your daily alert, and you'll get that new. I think we've had hundreds already sign up for this particular alert, so it's a really nice, and I look forward to getting this for each morning because there's a lot of these transactions happen quickly, and so you can if you're not currently bidding and winning, this is where you can go and you can start bidding and winning. And so it's a fun marketplace to participate in. And so that's important that you check that out. Okay. Industry days there, it'll teach you which one's coming up, tell you those. That's the best way to kind of make it in the field, get to know people, shaking hands. I know there's a lot of folks that's they sell these lists that you can actually go out and email all these people. I'm telling you, that's not a wise strategy. You want to get disliked very quickly. Try to use those lists. These officials get so many emails. Go to an industry day, they'll be receptive to you. It is a great way to really get that first contract. They walk around with what we call pocket contracts sometimes. These are smaller transactions to really get business involved. Industry days are just watch for those in your business and in your area, show up for them. And not only at the federal level, but the state and local level as well. Just mass emailing people, their dead links, dead lists. But I hear from people paying 500, 600 bucks for these lists all the time, and it just doesn't work that way. Your daily alert here, stored online as you click in. Now, much improved. We're showing you details here. This is the exact one that showed up in my alert this morning. And we got all matching bids. You can go over just upcoming, your saved bids. your preferences. You can post it on X if you want to. You can link it, share it in, you can email it, and you can copy that link and provide to everybody. Just giving you ways to share. Okay, we want you to expand your market. Okay, feel free to do that. Always stored here online, the most recent alert. Your Nate's code searches, we just showed you that. Once you star them, you can come back in and you can see them for you. Okay, all listed. These are tailored to you. I can browse all there and I can make sure my alerts turned on. Okay, for Nate's codes. Your search all bids by keyword, we showed you that. Upcoming, just upcoming by itself. A lot of activity. Right now, new budgets. YouTube Live. If you're on YouTube Live, you're appreciate it. Comment section. Say you like us and make sure you subscribe. Current schedule for GovSchool. Browse our video library. Book a one-on-one writing section. I work with clients routinely. Services we know you need to win. AI human proposal writing. Okay. We talked about it. If you need help with your capability statement, the lowest price around. And we do a good job at it. Where is my alert? It gets lost sometimes. We try to tell you how to find it. That's our number one. Told you we've sent about 1 billion alerts so far, but it gets lost. It gets into your promotion folder, your spam folder, your agencies hold, your email companies hold it, and so forth. So you want to make sure you find it and get it each day. Put this in the safe spot and you'll get it. Manage your plan online. We don't have one long-term contract. If you decide to quit us, we don't want you to. We have 72% of you stay after any given year. We have a very high retention rate. It's because we do a good job. But you can cancel it anytime, no hassle. You can go there, you manage it yourself. It's all there, your receipts, billing, everything. And if you have a problem, you book me and right there, and I'll figure out what your problem is. Okay. We are really big on customer service around here and making sure that you are winning. If you want to add additional user, I add myself here. I'm Marky Mark. You can add up to 4 on your team. And you can do that. It's helpful. And here's your support and frequent questions. And then, of course, you can contact us there. So this is our power tools that we have available to you, and we want you using them in the right way and winning contracts. And so, if you have questions, reach out to us at 800-492-8523, and I'll be glad to assist you. So I want to thank everybody who's at YouTube Live. If you're in this room, if you hold on a minute, I'm going to open it up to everyone. But I'm going to stop the recording now. And I appreciate everybody coming with us today.
I have a question.
Yes, Antoinette, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. I've been using your service for 2 years and I've actually won all of my state contracts through your service.
Yeah, well, just before now, would you tell everybody I did not pay you to say that? Okay, thank you for saying that, though. Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's fine. Making
But
sure we don't have any paid endorsements here, so that's good.
true,
Thank
true,
you.
true. But
Okay,
I found all of them on your listing.
thank you.
And sure. And I have a question about like certification, like woman owned small business. Do you think that it's beneficial to get that or just go ahead and bid based on small business set aside?
This is my belief regarding that. Everybody can have their own opinion.
Hmm.
Every certification you get is helpful. Okay.
Okay.
So if you qualify for it, proceed to get that.
Okay.
Never wait for a certification.
Okay.
Okay. That's my thought on that. Now, to be honest with you, the number of woman-owned small business transactions have decreased significantly because of a lot of changes that have occurred,
Hmm.
primarily at the federal level.
Okay.
We don't see that at the state and local level as much.
Hmm.
So be aware of all those. I have been around long enough to know things change quickly, and we probably should expect those to come back. So so I would go ahead and get my certification.
Okay.
Anything that I qualify for that can help in my business, I would pursue it, but I would
All right.
never wait on it. Okay.
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 All
I
right.
think that's a good question, Antoinette.
Thank you.
How does the affiliate program work? Someone's asking. Well, first question was how do we filter them? So the affiliate program um, is available through our link here. And I think there might have been a problem. I checked before. You come through here. You should go to sign up with your affiliate account. there. And yeah, it looks like it's okay. If it's a problem, I'm gonna check it right after this session. I'll make sure it's not a problem. But you sign up there and you have a link. And anytime you talk about us and you use us in a referral, you give them that link. And when they click through, you're rewarded. We pay we actually pay a 30% affiliate rate. We call it an institutional value fee. You have an institutional value, your name, your company, and when you refer us, we lend on that, and so we agree to compensate you for that. It's also doesn't go away; it stays with us, stays with you as long as the customer uses us. So some folks really do are beneficial with that process. And we have one at GovDirections, and our other brand is RFP Delivery. It's also one there too. How do we filter them? Mavis asked. I'm not sure exactly. Hopefully, some of the things I discussed here answered that question earlier. I'm not sure if we did, but if you come in and filter, you can type a word like let's just do roofing, a roof in Alabama. Search, you filter. Okay? When you set up your settings, you're going to tell us which ones you want. Here, choose your industry, choose your location, update your industry, update your location. It's point and click.
Okay.
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 More questions? Okay.
Oh,
Yes, go ahead,
I
Mace.
have another one. This is Mavis again. So how do we like set up like a settings to based on the next codes so I can go after those ones?
Mhm. So when you're in your home account,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you go to Nate's Codes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And here you're going to go to browse all. Yours, when you first come here, it's going to show you the list. Okay. Mine, I've already set them. Once you set them, you're just here, but it lists all, that's going to show you all the bids. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Okay. When you get here, if you don't see this in the list of all of them, you click right here. Okay. Back to Nate's Codes. Here's all the Nate's Codes.
Okay. And
Okay.
then
Now, if you don't know your Nate's Codes, you need to search that before you come to us. But if you do siding, then all you do, star it, okay, and then you've got it stored. View it,
mine is 236220.
236220 right here. Commercial, 217 set asides. That's a big area for set asides. Okay. 349 open right now. So you would star it, okay, and then you come back, view it. And if you went to your page, it always will show it now. Okay. And of this, if I'm only looking for SBA, I mean small business, I would tap it and then only show me the star with the not a star, that's a diamond. Okay. And then the rough. Here we go. And these are showing you all the total small business ones. And then I can
Oh,
view it.
so that one's based by next codes.
It's by Nate's Codes.
Okay, so I go to member home
Member home, Sam
and then
Nate's.
Sam and next.
And now it'll come up here and show me the ones I just starred. If you want to star more, click back, federal. Okay. And this is going to be separate from your daily alert. It's coming. You'll get one just for the 4-star Nate's Codes. We're doing more alerting, keep them separate emails.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is great. Now,
Oh
when you
yeah,
said,
this is the most powerful Nate's Code search available. I've been in this business for a while, and I've been wanting to do this. The technology has limited us a little bit, so now it's not. So
oh, okay. Well,
thank you.
thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. I point out this is freely available, free, 100%. Okay. Everybody have a great 4th of July. I'm actually doing another session tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow as well. So feel free to join me. We are recording these. They are live on the internet after I do each one. And so it's you can check them out. So I just saw, I think somebody just logged into the room. We're ending today. But it's going to be available to you live on YouTube now. And then it's live, it basically is recorded version on our GovSchool This is all the folks coming in because it's now 3 o'clock somewhere else. But it was 3 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow again. And we do that next week as well. But if you come here, second courses, you'll see in just a few minutes the class that we just finished. So thank you for those who just got here. It is already live on YouTube under our youtube.com / GovDirections, and then the live section, the video is there already. Okay, but we'll put it here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay, everybody have a great afternoon.